This channel supports Extra Life in its efforts to raise money for the Children's Miracle Network. For more information about how to donate and join in their efforts, go to the link displayed here. Extra Life. Play games, heal kids. What up, everybody? This is your boy Black Magus, and as you can see, I have the new setup right here. The mic is sitting right to my right, to the left of the screen for you guys because the image is flipped. But anyway, hopefully you'll get used to seeing this thing right here. It's going to be a part of the screen from now on my blogs. Really quick, I'm really digging this. I'm actually able to sit further away from the camera, so I don't have to sit up on top of it. I'm actually more relaxed, like I said in my test video, so it should make these commentaries a little better, especially the vlogs, because I'm actually not trying to stress myself too much and speaking loud enough, because even if I feel like I'm not loud enough, I can just, slightly move this up and boom, it's closer to my face, so you guys should be able to hear me better. However I do it, I can go up, down, whatever. But anyway, PlayStation experience. So I haven't had a chance to talk about it yet, and I wanted to get my thoughts in before it happens. It is coming this weekend, and Sony's excited about it. Of course, they put out a blog yesterday talking about what to expect and things like that, recounting what happened last year and all this. It's the 5th and the 6th in San Francisco this year, not in Vegas. I know some people weren't happy about that because San Francisco's a much more expensive place to stay hotel wise, but still people are excited for the experience. Although it's not sold out this year. I think last year the surprise announcement, the hype kind of got everybody. This year, not too much. So they're not sold out. They're still selling tickets. So if you got the funds, you want to get a ticket, you want to go ahead and head over to San Francisco and check out the PlayStation experience, go ahead and do that now, people. You only got a few more days. Now, they also said that they're going to have deeply discounted hotels near the area. So if you're looking to go, then you might want to go ahead and check out and see what the cost is. But you gotta hurry because it's coming extremely soon. Anyway, so what do I expect from the PlayStation experience? It's interesting because last year it was a pretty damn cool show. You got some good announcements. You got some surprise things. The Street Fighter thing was really big. The gameplay of Uncharted wowed a lot of people. Overall, it was a cool experience. This year, though, what can they do to top that? There's quite a few things they actually can do to top it, to be quite honest. They don't have to just chill on this one. In fact, I think a lot of people are hoping they don't just chill on this one, because you're getting a lot of complaints about the lack of first party content, my apologies, and things like that. Like I've said many times before, I understand why they're doing it, even though I don't like it myself. They're doing it partially because at the moment they don't feel rushed to throw out their first party content to capture the market. Right now, PlayStation 4 is doing ridiculously well. Like, they have been killing it without a tremendous amount of first party support. Plus, traditionally speaking, Sony tends to put out their first party stuff in bunches. Like, we saw that kind of earlier this year when you had Bloodborne, The Order 1886. They kind of stack some of their first party experiences. So I'm expecting to see that because next year we're going to start off the year with Uncharted, We're supposed to get The Last Guardian sometime next year. You have the exclusive, console exclusive, Street Fighter 5, not Super, and maybe they're never going to be a Super since they're talking about just releasing content as it goes along. But yeah, you have Street Fighter 5. No Man's Sky's coming around the summer, so that's a couple of months away. But that's right now. We'll say a timed exclusive because it's going to come to the Xbox One eventually. I mean, let's be real. It is going to be on the Xbox One. And it's going to be on the PC at the same time, so it's not exclusive. But I honestly just think Sony's just stacking up some of their first party stuff for next year. Having such great success with the PlayStation 4 early on in its first 2 years has allowed them to do what Sony does best with their first party studios, to be quite honest, and that is let them take their time and make their game. That's one of the reasons why a lot of first party games for PlayStation, I think, get celebrated the way they do, because normally Sony has a long leash with their studios. They don't push them to put out product. Not saying that Microsoft necessarily does, but you know, just in comparison to other publishers who have set timetables, like Ubisoft, who constantly pump out stuff with, you know, the mass market production teams and stuff like that, spreading them all over the world, you know, things like that. Sony's very, you know, much comfortable with just letting you guys make your game, letting their developers make their game and then drop it when need be. They, you know, they have timetables, but they don't seem as strict as other, you know, people who publish games. At least from my standpoint. So I expect a lot of first party stuff. I mean, we're gonna see Horizon, we're gonna see some Uncharted, probably gonna see a lot more VR stuff. I'm not really too keen on that, but some of the stuff looks interesting, I can't lie. I think a price drop for the VR would be fine. That would be a good thing to have. I would love to see like a price drop and or release date. That would be something that's good, very, very good. That would benefit us in the gaming community. So we can get an idea of when we can get our hands on this and try it out, you know, because once there's a release date somewhere close around there, there's going to be demos somewhere, and that's going to give people the chance to get their hands on it and see is this something that is substantial, is it worth investing in, things like that. So that's why I think a release date will be very good for the community, because we can actually get a chance to experience it firsthand, so we don't have to sit here and just speculate on whether or not it's going to be worth it. I would like to see some of their other studios announce games. I heard a rumor on a podcast, and it's a rumor, people, it's not real, so please, but I heard a rumor that people have been saying that Kojima may end up with Sony, which isn't a bad rumor. It's a good rumor to spread. The reason it's a good rumor to spread is because of the level of believability in it. And the reason I say there's level of believability in it is because he's constantly said how much he admires Sony and how much he likes their hardware and how he tends to build his games towards their hardware. Even when you know, Ground Zeroes and Phantom Pain were coming out, he said openly how he'd been waiting for hardware like the PS4 to be able to make the game that he's making now. You know, he didn't acknowledge the Xbox, and he's not a big fan of the Microsoft console. He actually prefers Nintendo and Sony. So it's plausible. It's plausible. I don't think it's gonna happen, but if it did happen, would it surprise me? No, not whatsoever. But I'd like to see Naughty Dog announce another project outside of Uncharted, and I would love it to be something that's not The Last of Us 2. I know a lot of people want The Last of Us 2. I'm comfortable with them leaving alone The Last of Us universe, or at least waiting a couple of more years before they revisit that. If they're gonna make something that's not Uncharted right now, which is what they're closing out on at the moment, don't let it be a Last of Us game. Naughty Dog has a lot of talent, and they can make a lot of different games. In fact, if you're gonna revisit a franchise, Naughty Dog, revisit Jax and Daxter. Do that. I would rather see a reboot of that before I would see another Last of Us. I think Last of Us can be given a little more time before you decide to go back there. I mean, it's honestly a game that you can leave alone as a standalone, but I understand it. I get it. It made a lot of money. It had a lot of success. Why not try to cash in again? That's what we do these days. But I would be very happy if we never saw another Last of Us, to be quite honest. That's just me, though. Ben, I know they're doing a virtual game, but a lot of people would like to see them bring back Siphon Filter. Sony has so many franchises that they can actually bring back into the fold and revisit. You know, I know my boy Abel and Fry, both of them are keen on the SOCOM. SOCOM can be brought back. They can have a studio bring back a SOCOM experience. It probably won't be the same as the old SOCOM, but they can modernize the SOCOM franchise. You know what I mean? That can be something that could happen. Santa Monica Studios is out there. I heard a rumor for God of War 4. Again, I feel like you've left God of War at the place it needed to be left. You found out the mistakes of trying to put another God of War out there with Ascension. You really want to go back there with 4? No, let Santa Monica do something else. I really wish that the Stig Asmussen game that was being made could have been brought to fruition, but he left them. They canceled that. I would have liked to see that, because again, I like seeing companies tackle other things. Don't just do the same thing over and over again. I understand why, but I would like for them not to do that. You know, especially at the point that it is. It's just like Uncharted 4, I'm excited for, but they're saying this is something, they've been making mention that this is the end of Drake's Tale or whatever. Cool. I'm happy with that. I would have been pleased if Uncharted 3 was the last one. But, you know, again, I get it. These are franchises that make a lot of money. And to be quite honest, the Uncharted games always end so open-ended. It's just like you close out that story, but they're so individualized that you can keep telling different stories. You know, he's the modern Indiana Jones. You can make it a serial, to be quite honest. So I kind of get that, but at the same time, just don't wear us thin on it. You know what I mean? What else? Ooh, I just hit the mic, y'all. I wonder how that's gonna sound to y'all. What else is out there for Sony to do? I mean, it's just a lot of things Sony can do. They still gotta like show probably more Ratchet and Clank. They have the movie to show too. Sony has so many studios. That's the thing. They have a lot of studios on their fold, and Sony could show a lot of stuff. I'm hoping that if they do announce a lot of first parties, that all these first parties aren't for next year, that they're spread out more, because one of the problems Sony has always had too is that by doing these mass dumps of first parties, like I remember it was like what, Infamous 2, what were the other ones? It was like Infamous 2, Twisted Metal, and there was one more. Was it Killzone 3? I don't know, but there was one more like major AAA exclusive. They all dropped around the same time, and none of them sold more than 1.5 million because it was just like a clusterfuck at the time. And they came out on top of other fall releases that people were looking for that were third-party games. So hopefully, if Sony does announce a lot more first parties, they'll be a lot smarter and they'll spread everything out. Not really caring about what exclusive materials they can get from third party. You know, it's cool, but it's not the reason why I bought a PlayStation 4. You know what I mean? I can care less. It's like I'm comfortable not having Tomb Raider right now. Eventually it's gonna come. And yeah, it's kind of late with me recording this, so apologies for the yawning, but yeah, eventually it's gonna come. I'm not like stressing myself too much over that, and I wouldn't stress if I was like a one console only person about not getting things at a certain time. So eventually you're gonna get it. It's like whatever. It's not that big a deal for me, at least. So you know, it's like, yeah, you can get all these times exclusives, these Call of Duty maps, whatever. That's fine. That's fine. I'm just interested in seeing what new experiences they got coming to the table. So, but we'll see. We'll see. Anyway, as always, you guys hit me up. Let me know what you think, and I'll holler at you later. This your boy Black Makers, and I'm out, y'all. Deuces.